Wayne Newton stars as a handyman who gives hope to blind children in the heartwarming story 80 Steps to Jonah. Next on Cinemax.
Critically acclaimed documentaries, foreign imports, new wave films. Cinemax presents the December edition of Vanguard Cinema.
Minus 15 seconds.
In 1954, the United States detonated its first hydrogen bomb, and within minutes, radioactive fallout fell like snow over the Marshall Islands. Our explosive documentary, Half-Life, examines the controversy behind this deadly nuclear test.
I did not kill Matthew Perry.
Armand Asante is Belizaire the Cajun, a faith healer who is framed by vigilantes in our Cinemax New Wave film, co-starring Robert Duvall. Our Cinemax import is the Academy Award-winning The Official Story. Norma Alejandro gives an extraordinary performance as a wealthy Argentinian who learns her adopted daughter may have come to her through murders committed by the ruthless military regime. Vanguard Cinema in December on Cinemax.
Chief Investigator Renko reporting for duty, Comrade General.
Holy mother. Look at this. The crime is murder. The scene, Moscow.
What interest is this to KGB?
KGB decides what interests KGB.
You don't want this case. Please. You don't want this case.
Bodies carved up in the middle of Moscow. Who knows where it could lead?
Whoever cut off their faces knew what he was doing. He was an expert.
I suspect everyone.
So do I.
Are you sure? Quite sure?
In my bones.
Go after him.
While you wait and you think and you watch, your prey is come.
William Hurt. Lee Marvin. Gorky Park. Tonight, exclusively on Cinemax.
Listen, I think it's going to blow in El Salvador real soon. I thought if you guys could get me a new press card, $2,000, I could get you some really good stuff.
From Oliver Stone, the director of Platoon, comes another compelling portrait of war.
They kill people here, Boyle!
You believe everything you read in the papers?
Yeah.
Come on, man, you're going to love it here.
Chaos has descended on tiny El Salvador in Central America.
Getting out of here, Boyle.
Look, Doc, this is my last chance. If I can get some good combat shots for AP, I can make some money.
Shooting us.
I mean, they could come tonight, they could take her away, and they could kill her, too.
That doesn't have anything to do with us.
It is widely rumored, sir, that you are the head of the death squads terrorizing the countryside of the city.
Ma'am, these are not combat troops.
The ambassador, United States.
James Woods, Jim Belushi, John Savage,
You gotta get close, Rick, to get the truth.
Salvador. Friday on Cinemax.
You get too close, you die.
There's a homecoming party for Harry. Only Harry's not coming home.
Harry's been kidnapped.
Kidnapped? The policy of this administration is not to negotiate with terrorists.
If my friends are not released, you and the ambassador will die. It'll never happen. What's with you guys? He's supposed to be Harry's best friends. Hey, we are. What are we supposed to do?
We're gonna go down to some foreign country and play soldier.
We figured for a job like this, we're gonna need some help. All right, so we hired a pro.
What about my brother, Harry?
Harry, no killing just to show they mean business.
6 men on an impossible mission that would make them heroes or leave them dead.
These dangerous times, terrible things can happen.
So much for DNA.
Mark Harmon, Robert Duvall, and Gary Busey. Let's get Harry. A Cinemax exclusive premiere Saturday. Clint Eastwood.
My name is Gunnery Sergeant Highway.
He hasn't got many friends,
I want to run you out of the core highway.
but when it comes to fighting, he's the best.
The Marines are looking for a few good men. Unfortunately, you ain't it.
His tour of duty, the island of Grenada. Clint Eastwood.
Heartbreak Ridge.
Sunday on Cinemax.
Follow the sound of thunder and hoofbeats to this month's Western Roundup. First, Dennis Hopper feels the heat when he goes from hell to Texas.
What are you most afraid of, boy? Being killed or killing?
Next, the story of a lawyer turned bandit. Dan Duryea is Al Jennings, a man on the run from his past.
All right, Marshal. I'll wait for my day in court.
Then, Robert Mitchum and George Kennedy are old enemies, partnered up for a common cause in The Good Guys and the Bad Guys.
They're the bad guys, not us! You go get the children. Don't come running back here.
In Skin Game, James Garner and Lou Gossett Jr. turned slavery into a con game.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You're the color they're buying this year.
And finally, Kirk Douglas battles Henry Fonda in There Was a Crooked Man.
It's gonna be a big one.
Yes, sir, it's this month's Cinemax Western Roundup. Ride 'em, cowboy!
Ed Harris stars as Walker in the current release about an American soldier, William Walker, who conquered Nicaragua in the 1950s and declared himself president. Once Harris read about the career of Walker, he couldn't pass up the chance to play him.
Walker's ideals were pure and good in terms of wanting to spread freedom and human rights and human dignity. But his methods weren't quite up to his ideals, and he got progressively nuts once he got down there. A very complex guy, very strange man.
There's no reason for you to talk to me that way, Timothy.
Sorry, sir. It's just you're gonna get yourself and everyone else killed.
Then we'll be together again, won't we?
Marlee Matlin, who won an Academy Award last year for her performance in Children of a Lesser God, stars as Walker's love interest in the film.
They were very much in love, and there's a really, really beautiful stuff between us, I think. I not only love working with her, I love her as a person. She's just great. She's a friend.
Despite the political climate, this American feature was actually shot in Nicaragua by director Alex Cox, who's known for directing films like Repo Man and Sid and Nancy.
We shot mostly in and around Granada, which is actually where Walker was. There's a church in Granada right off the main square. It has a sign on it in Spanish that says William Walker. This church was reconstructed from one that William Walker burned to the ground in 1857. And this is where he was, where it took place. It was pretty cool being down there shooting this film right where it happened.
Quite a hero back in the United States, General. Do you have any plans to go back?
Nicaragua is my country. As long as I am needed here, I will never leave.
I hope people think it's the most fascinating film ever made in the history of cinema, and that they really enjoy it, and that they get something from it, and that as an end result, the war in Nicaragua is stopped, and the Contras no longer exist, and the Nicaraguan people are allowed to exist on their own with our support, maybe, and if not our support, at least not our guns.
Look for Ed Harris in the current release Walker, out in theaters now.
This month, Cinemax presents the best of 87. Every night, starting Monday, December 21st and running right through Christmas night, December 25th. You'll see your favorite movies and specials of the year. 21 of the best from Cinemax to you. It's the best of 87. It's coming later this month. So keep an eye on Cinemax for details on the schedule, because your favorites of the year are back for 1 week, December 21st through the 25th. The best of 87. It's only on Cinemax.
The Last Emperor is a film of rare scope and grandeur, which covers the turbulent events of more than half a century. To tell the extraordinary true story of Puyi, the last emperor of China, the cast and crew found themselves where no Western filmmakers had been before, and no one remained untouched by the experience.
To have 1,000 million people fed and clothed is not a bad achievement.
Peter O'Toole arrived in China with all Confucius' work with him, and the moment he showed up in front of the camera, he was, for real, completely Confucian.
Knowing that I'm a long-nosed barbarian is amusing. It can be often humiliating, doing me no harm.
Playing the roles of the last emperor and his empress are the Chinese actors John Lone and Joan Chen.
Well, for John Lone, the impact, I think, was great because he had never been to the People's Republic before, and although his family came from China, he had never been there himself. Joan Chen virtually commutes between the two countries, so for her, it wasn't, but other people, and including Peter O'Toole, became absolutely fascinated by China and Chinese culture.
John Lone is born in Hong Kong. He was studying at the Peking Opera School from the age of 7 till the age of 15, 16. Going to the States at the age of 20 or 21, I think. John is a very rare case of somebody able to put together the lesson of the Peking Opera with the actor studio.
I'm the byproduct of the East and the West, and the future is ours. It's no question. You cannot exist in your own little empire anymore. The world has to come together. And I have the best of the both worlds, and I will become a bridge, regardless I like it or not, between America and China.
The filmmaker's biggest achievement was being allowed to film inside the Forbidden City, the former emperor's palace in the heart of Peking, where no Western cameras had ever before been permitted.
There have been a number of films made over the last 40, 50 years about China, which have been made entirely in studios or on backlots. And this was a unique opportunity. The Chinese were prepared and happy for us to film in China. And it's really the first time they've given such a wide approval to a foreign film to be made, especially about modern China.
We were allowed to shoot, first of all, in the Forbidden City, which is this incredible set, maybe built up 600 or 700 years ago, thinking of a great movie. It's incredibly cinematographic.
The light in the Peking it's really in the desert, on the edge of the Gobi Desert. The light is very special.
Everything has been done, has been built, has been painted, has been sculpted, thinking of the emperor. So everything sends you back to the figure of the emperor.
I mean, we had the 3-year-old emperor on his throne, and nobody's ever been allowed to put, you know, the boy emperor back on the throne. So it was a remarkable challenge and a remarkable opportunity.
The logistics of taking a film crew halfway across the world are formidable, but producer Jeremy Thomas believes the decision has been justified.
The Last Emperor needed China as part of its cast. It was very important for us to have the real locations and the numbers of people, the immense crowds, to make the film unique and original.
This month, Cinemax presents 4 films starring Robert Redford.
Were you dancing in the bathroom?
Dancing in the bathroom? From the director of Ghostbusters comes a caper long on loose ends.
Did you steal the painting?
No. Yes. Yes, but no.
Well, which is it?
Both.
And loaded with suspects. Legal Eagles.
If you come with the room, if you include it in the 2 meals, then let's get on with it.
Sidney Pollack guides Redford and Natalie Wood through Tennessee Williams territory. This property is condemned. Director Pollack teams Redford and Meryl Streep in an Oscar-winning epic.
I happen to be very good at stories.
I believe that.
Out of Africa.
What business are you really in? That's my affair.
And F. Scott